Okay, today's workout has a 12-minute time cap. It's meant to go by fairly quickly. We've got 50, 30, and then 10 reps for time of the following movements: mountain climbers, shoulder taps, and air squat jacks. Mountain climbers and shoulder taps, each time you do a side, that's going to be 1 rep. I'll show you that in just a moment here. The bulk of the work is going to be in the air squat jacks, since those take a little bit longer. So again, it's getting through 90 reps. So you do 50 each of the movements, and then you do 30 each, and then you finish off with 10 each. And again, it's a 12-minute time cap. So let's talk about each of these movements and the scaling options. First of all, with mountain climbers, the prescribed option, or the more dynamic version, is to actually jump the foot up next to the heel of the hand. So the heel of the foot comes in line with the hand. So each side is going to be 1 rep. So when you bring the right foot up to right hand, that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 50. So that ends up being about 25 per leg. The scaled option for mountain climbers is just bringing knees to elbows. So in a plank position, you're going to bring knees up to elbows, and then just keep alternating as far as you can. Again, you're just bringing your knees up as much as you're able to. So those are the mountain climber options. Next, we got shoulder taps. So shoulder taps are going to be from a plank position, making sure that your hips are not hiked up too high, but you're keeping them in line. And each time you tap a shoulder, it's 1 rep. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You may also tap opposite shoulder if you feel very inclined to do so. I find, in terms of if this is a lot on your wrist, to have the wrist slightly in front of the shoulders rather than directly under. A lot of times if your shoulders go in front of the fingers, then your wrist can take a lot of the toll, especially if you're in the mountain climbers. There's a lot of holding this plank position today, so you're probably going to feel a lot in your abs. It's okay not to do the 50 reps unbroken. You may be able to, but it's not technically very expected for the first round. You can also do shoulder taps from knees. So if you're going to do it from the knees, I always recommend, instead of having your butt piked up really high, to actually flatten it out so that you're still making a straight line from your shoulders to your knees, working that core, and then doing these shoulder taps from this position here. Lastly, we've got air squat jumping jacks. So air squat jacks is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to do an air squat and then a jumping jack. So you'll start your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to do an air squat, so full hip crease below the knee. And then when you come out of the air squat, you're going to do a jumping jack, and that's 1 rep. So full squat, jumping jack. Now, as you're doing these, you might notice on your jumping jacks that you're going to jump your feet in fairly narrow. So just keep mindful of where you're landing your feet after the jumping jack. You want to start in your squat stance and then jump wider than your squat stance in that jumping jack, to make sure that you're coming back down in your regular air squat, because you don't want to come back too narrow. That's just going to be pretty tough to come down in a squat very confidently. And in terms of scaling options for that, not really much we can do there other than having a seat or chair behind you and doing some box squats, and then just not including the jumping jack piece. So you just want to do air squats without the extra jumping jack, go ahead and do that. I think the jumping jack piece kind of gives your legs a little bit of a break, because you're not going right into the squat right away. You do have to jump. So that's our workout. Again, it's a 12-minute time cap. If you hit the cap, you're going to count as many reps as you got to. There is a total of 270 reps today. So when you're ready, if you got your drink of water, everything else ready to go, we'll see you at the next video to start the workout.